Part of the problem with cults is that while you are in them, they are your whole world. You may have lost friends or family to leave everything behind to devote yourself to a leader or cause. The reason this happens is because of the way our minds connect to one another. Think of a black hole energetically as it sucks in everything around it. That is what a cult leader is doing emotionally and mentally to others, by their own lack of temperance and a need to gain more power than an equal share on earth. You gave them all your love, devotion, time, and personal power because you think for a temporary moment in time this person is smarter and wiser than you in all aspects of yourself. You crave for them to love you back, notice you, or see your own worth. But yet, like a black hole in the universe, the light never enters. They cannot see your own light, or do, and simply want to take it from you to feed, and have the personal illusion that they become bigger. But a black hole never changes its size. It eventually gets smaller, even as it dissolves everything around it. We each are a piece of the whole universe puzzle. Each piece, like a part of the picture, has truth to share, and contains something that helps the collective with unique gifts. There is total equality, spiritually, in reality. But a cult leader is an ego overgrown on earth to try to say there is no spiritual equality and they are the biggest, best, and most all-knowing of all that there is, and you should listen to every word and change your life. I dated a man like this in my early 20s, and he took all my power from me, so I thought. He made me feel as if he was the only one to love me because he read me very well, mentally, as a master manipulator of charm and intellect. Yet he didn't want to give me any love back. He told me he saw me falling in love with him while he kept dating me. But I was never good enough. He tried to fix me in every aspect of my life almost. I didn't eat right, I was too skinny, I was too this, I was not enough this. It was hell, and it was heaven with him at the same time. A very confusing time of feeling torn apart, and also put back together temporarily until torn down again. It was a year with him, and he broke my heart when he broke it off with me because I was too much of a girlfriend to him. He told me this before we broke up. Women are like objects, like watches to wear, until you change to another. That was his exact words. It took me 3 years to get over the emotional abuse of hearing how better he was than me at everything and believing it somehow. But I am here now, stronger and wiser for the experience. It is about you giving yourself time away to heal, to find yourself again. The way a planet full of life survives a black hole is by moving furthest away from the center or even edge of one. So you must think of yourself as your own planet. I want you to picture yourself moving at the speed of light to the farthest reach of the galaxy away from the black hole in your life. There, at a safe distance, you can start to heal. Start to see your own beauty again, a chance to create and focus on your own unique power and gifts. This is what I did for 3 years, after the emotional abuse. I stopped looking at his pictures or reading his Facebook posts. I moved home with my father to re-heal. I started to meditate, do yoga, and went to school to get my master's. I gave myself all the time, energy, and focus and moved away from the city that he was in. I read so many books, watched every movie I wanted to, did not date, stayed at home, walked in nature, and enjoyed my time out in the garden mowing the lawn and taking care of the house. I enjoyed total alone time without dating or even much talking to friends. I expanded my spiritual and consciousness knowledge with my father when we would have long, deep discussions of what I had been through. It was a time to re-heal and discover my self-worth again. It was like growing a forest full of trees, after a forest fire or logger cutting them all down with their axes. That is what the process of healing was like. It took patience. One day when I moved back out of my father's house and back to the city, I remember going to the top of a yoga garden rooftop on a deck. And I looked out over the horizon feeling amazing as the sun was shining, and I said to the sky and through the wind, "I forgive you, Alex. I wish you to find love and happiness. I wish you well." That moment let me know I was free. I was liberated. I was a sovereign being, blessing him instead of waiting till he blessed me. At that moment, I healed myself from my abuser and emotional abuse. I no longer saw myself as stupid or a lost soul or too damaged to fall for his charms or manipulations. I found myself loving myself for going through the experience and coming out stronger for it. Like a warrior. I saw myself as a warrior. A newfound me that was not attributed to his goodness at all, but in some indirect way he helped, I do believe. I know the feeling of coming out of an emotional abusive relationship, and on a larger scale, that is a cult leader to extend his abusive relationship to many others. You may feel lost and unsure of yourself, think you are so stupid and weak, but the light is peering through with this awareness and blame. And over time, if you give yourself time away from the abuser, you will see what that really was, and their flaws and shortcomings too. It will be you looking at their shortcomings, not just them looking at yours. At one point, you saw them as God. But now you are coming into your own divine self to create your own life. You see why you went through it and why you are coming out of it now at this time. Try it today. Even if you are fresh out of a cult, or many years out of one and still hurt inside, or even if you're just emotionally abused in a relationship. If you still blame yourself, I want you to go outside, a place where the sunlight can warm you, or the moonlight can soothe you, and just listen to all the sounds of the world around you. This is your world too. You are not in someone's world. We are in one together. That is your beautiful nature around you and stars to gaze at too. That is your breath inside you to feel. That is your heartbeat pumping. That is your intuition glowing. That is you. That is me. We are existence itself, and you are an equal part of the whole. On another level, you are the whole, when we all become the whole with each other. But that is a very high dimension, and a few realities away from here. You are another creator on earth with others, here to make your own life and think your own thoughts and find your own self and enjoy your own experience that you create. Weeding through the manipulation of others who are trying to make you fit into their world. It's about you discovering what you want in your own world and deciding what you will not have and what you will. This will take time. This video is not the whole healing process for you, but hopefully it is a spark to inspire you to start your own journey back into the self again. So afterwards, how do you know when to trust a spiritual teacher or someone even that enters your life as a lover or a friend? How do you trust again after this experience? Well, only after you take time and get back on your own orbit and take some time for yourself to get in touch with your own guiding system inside, you will be able to discern whether someone resonates with you and whether they can be part of your truth that you feel inside, rather than someone forcing their own truth and reality on you. You will decide what is your reality. You will always be in control, and no one will ever be able to take that control from you. Once you give yourself time to discover yourself inside and to find friends instead of others to worship. Teachers should be always seen as friends that can teach you, and you teach them, as the cycle continues between students and teachers, growing from a student into your very own teacher one day.